So, I'm going to do a review on the first issue of Hulk by Donny Cates. Now, I don't think I'll be doing like a monthly review. I think I'll just be doing the rest of the review of the comic in like a trade when it comes out. But I figured this would be really cool to just talk about the first issue because I actually read the first issue online and I was like, I have to talk about this. I feel like I have to. I feel like I have to talk about what I just read. And oh boy, did I read something. Now, I've made it no secret that Donny Cates is probably my favorite writer at Marvel, and with good reason. The dude has been knocking it out of the park with every title he's ever touched. And although I've heard mixed things about Doctor Strange, I haven't read his Doctor Strange yet, so I can't tell you. But he's just been phenomenal with everything he's had. And when it was announced that he was going to be doing Hulk, my favorite Marvel character, I was literally like, this is a match made in heaven. And I was like, my favorite writer doing my favorite character. I've got to see this. I've got to at least see the first issue and then get this in trade. And you know what? I liked it. Now, admittedly, it does I wouldn't say it retcons. It doesn't retcon Immortal Hulk by any means. It just kind of goes off in its own direction, which I think like that's been the running thing with a lot of Hulk comics, where every time there's a new writer, they do something like they don't try to follow they loosely follow what happened before them, but it's more like I want to do my own story with the Hulk. That's what it really feels like. Is that with Cates is doing, and that's what I think every Marvel writer does. After when they get to do a Hulk story, they get to do whatever. And here, like Immortal Hulk is a tough act to follow. Let's not kid ourselves. Like the Immortal Hulk literally is literally the toughest act to follow. If you're a writer after what Al Ewing did for 50 issues, even Donny Cates is like, oh, I have some competition here. And I think he did the smart thing of like, let's just make it some action and let's have some fun sci-fi. Let's not, because he was like, I cannot try to replicate what happened in Immortal Hulk. He's like, right out the gate, like, I cannot replicate that. So I'm going to try to do something a lot different. I'm going to try to do something a lot different this time around. And what does he do? He basically makes Hulk a starship. Let me say that again for the people in the back. He makes Hulk into a starship. On the list of things I didn't expect, right? And the list of things I didn't expect the Hulk to become, a spaceship wasn't one of them. Now, it's not like it's not like a, it's not like a Revolutionary Girl Utena thing where the person turns into a little vehicle. It's more in the mental sense, because Bruce Banner has used AIM technology and a few other pieces to more or less hold the Hulk hostage and take over the Hulk's body. It's not like Professor Hulk or, any kind of other Hulk where it's all the Hulks merged together. No, this is Bruce Banner piloting the Hulk's body like a goddamn Ava unit. Now I'm just imagining Brian Banner like, getting the Hulk, Bruce, or Betty will have to do it again. I joke, but like that's not far off from what Hulk is. Bruce is just like smarter, scarier Shinji Ikari, and more interesting as a character. Come at me, Evangelion fans. Anyway, I really like this idea because this actually reminds me more of what Jason Aaron was trying to do with his short-lived Hulk run. Yeah, it's kind of forgotten, really, that there was Jason Aaron did a Hulk run. It didn't go for long, and it didn't stay around, and I don't think a lot of people remember it. But basically, in that story, the Hulk and Bruce were separated, and Bruce had become more of a villain. and the Hulk was kind of along for the ride. It wasn't like Hulk bad, Bruce along for the ride. It's the other way around. In here, Bruce, after everything that has happened, he's just like, I'm fed up. I'm just like, I am done with all of you. And I'm not going to be... The Hulk's not using me. I'm using the Hulk. And the Avenger, he's already attacking like a Avengers facility while fighting Iron Man throughout the story. And the rest of the Avengers are like... Doctor Strange has basically gathered them around and like... So you think maybe... I'm starting to think that maybe the Hulk was meant to protect us from Banner. And Bruce is terrifying in here because, like, I even love the fight between Hulk and Iron Man because Banner brings up to Tony, like, dude, please don't. Has this ever worked out for you? No matter how many Hulkbusters have you made, my dude? Like, how many Hulkbusters have, like, you created throughout your entire life since we've been doing this? And how many have actually won? None of them. So don't try this, dude. But Tony is like, yeah, I knew this was going to happen, so he's firing drones, he's using, like, adamantium air particles that, like, sink into the Hulk's flesh and hold him down. It's really cool stuff. Like, I love the fight between them. And throughout all this, Bruce is basically sitting in a captain's chair in the Hulk's mind, and he talks to a psychic representation of Betty throughout the whole thing, and he's just like, I never wanted to be an Avenger, I never wanted to be a hero, I never wanted to be a monster, I just wanted to be Bruce Banner. I wanted to be a man of science, and after being in hell and whatnot, and the Hulk's immortal, I'm not. I am tired of this. I am going to prove the world that Banner is the smartest of them all, and yeah, he's got something planned. Like, Banner has some really dark shit planned. And basically, he's holding, like I said earlier, he's holding the Hulk hostage, but I didn't really explain how. He's more or less, like, he knows he can't contain the Hulk forever. But what he has done is use technology to manipulate the Hulk's psyche to hold the Savage Hulk in what he calls the engine room, and is essentially like throwing like monsters and military at the Hulk, who's been pounding away at the door to get out. And it's more like, as we all know, the angrier the Hulk is, the stronger he gets. So Banner's using the Hulk's anger to fuel the Hulk's body he's controlling. Yeah. Now, he's also constructed like a mind palace to secure the other Hulks. So the other Hulks are out there, and I have no doubt that Donny Cates will be wanting to use those other Hulks. I'm pretty sure we're going to see the return of Joe Fixit and the other Hulks at some point. But for now, it's just Banner and the Savage Hulk, who are basically at odds with one another. And so the fight continues, and what happens at the end of the fight... is that we find out what Banner was looking for. What he was looking for was a massive celestial armor, Iron Man armor, that Tony had been building since the invasion with Null. And Banner, there's a portal in there, and Banner says, "Don't." He basically is like, "I came in there to go through this portal." And he goes through, but before he does, he sends a message to everyone saying, this is not a warning, this is not like a suicide note. He's like, this is not a suicide note, this is not me apologizing for my actions. This is a warning. Don't come looking for me, or you're gonna get killed. So, yeah, Banner is the main villain of our story, and the Hulk is held hostage by it. I always like when we have comics where we explore Banner as a person, because everyone knows the Hulk, right? Like, everyone knows what the Hulk is, and puny Banner is just there. Like, he's just along for the ride. Everyone forgets that Banner is really intelligent. Like, I feel like so many people, even writers, forget how smart of a person Bruce Banner is. He's a goddamn scientist who built a bomb. So, I feel like a lot of writers forget that Banner is like a mental powerhouse. So, yeah, a lot of people forget that. Like, Bruce is really smart. Like Mark Waid obviously Peter David did a lot with that. Peter David obviously did stuff with that. Mark Waid did stuff with Banner, showing how smart Banner was in his run, and as did Al Ewing show how smart Banner was. Although that was more of a Hulk story than it was a Hulk and Banner story. Here it looks like Donny Cates is really out here to show to the world that there's a reason why there's a reason why you should be worried about Bruce Banner, because he's mentally unstable. He's kind of tired of being the Hulk, of being just known as the Hulk and not known as Bruce Banner. So it's a really cool. This is a really cool intro to this comic series. I'm very excited to see where this goes. It makes me wonder of who else Hulk's gonna run into out in space. Like now that he's out he's out there in the ether. It makes me wonder who else is gonna show up. Because if you guys know Donny Cates by now, there's a certain number of characters Donny Cates likes to use. He's probably gonna go to Asgard at some point and take on Thor or Beta Ray Bill. I actually put more money on Beta Ray Bill because it's obvious that Donny Cates loves writing Beta Ray Bill. So I have no doubt in my mind that we're gonna get a Hulk Beta Ray fight at some point. Maybe Hulk will encounter the Inhumans. We haven't seen them in a while. We haven't seen the Inhumans in a hot minute, or Silver Surfer. There's a select. Donny Cates loves using he loves writing the Marvel Universe. That much is obvious, but it's also very clear there's a certain number of characters he really likes to write. So I have no doubt in my mind that that he is going to use a certain number of characters in here and give us some very unique Hulk fights. Because I'd actually love to see Beta Ray and Hulk throw down. I would absolutely love to see the Hulk and Beta Ray Bill fight, because I don't think they've ever fought, and a lot of people forget how powerful Beta Ray Bill is. So I think that'd be kind of cool. I would love to see. I'm curious to see where Donny Cates is going to be taking this. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of Hulk #1 by Donny Cates? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? Just comment below, let me know. And as always, hit the link below to my Patreon for some exclusive videos on there. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.